Hello, I'm here to critique this sculpture by Jessica Greenlaw. It looks like a biomorphic, abstracted, shaped sculpture. And looking at it for the first time, what immediately stands out to me is its soft, rounded silhouette. There aren't any sharp edges or straight lines. It looks like everything flows into the next curve, almost like the form has been shaped by water or wind over a long period of time. The material looks like could be like a carved foam that's been smoothed down. From this angle, it feels compact and grounded, but also really organic, like it could be a natural rock formation of some kind. There are these deep scooped out areas and softer bulges where the whole surface has this kind of worn, tactile look. Even in the photograph, the texture feels touchable. Like you can see little pores and tool marks that give it personality. The form doesn't read as any specific object to me, but it definitely feels alive and nature inspired. When I start analyzing the structure of it, the biomorphic qualities are really strong. The artist carved out both concave and convex areas so that the form has a rhythm as you move your eyes around it. Those interior voids, the kind of carved out pockets, create shadowed areas that contrast with the smoother, kind of more illuminated outer curves. That gives the sculpture a kind of pulse, a deep space, shallow space, deep space again. The curves aren't symmetrical, which makes the form feel more natural and less mechanical. It feels like something that has grown rather than something planned with geometry. The planes transition really kind of gradually into each other, so there's no sudden stopping point. Everything is just kind of continuous, which I really love. There's a central part of the biomorphic abstraction that's using volume and smooth transitions to evoke this kind of organic movement. I think that light also plays a big role here, where the rounded forms are catching highlights gently while the carved recesses are creating these kind of soft shadow pools. There's no harsh contrast. It just feels like a nice gradual shift that makes the sculpture feel soft, even though it's a solid object. And because of the way the negative spaces are carved, you get this sense that the form has an interior life, like it's hollowed in some places and dense in others. I think in terms of interpretation, this piece really reminds me of something shaped by nature, like maybe driftwood that's been worn or smoothed down, or a boulder that's been carved by water flowing through it, or even like a bone or shell fragment for some unknown creature. It kind of has that mysterious, like ancient quality to it. To me, it feels like a quiet form, something that's contemplative, like it was built to be viewed from multiple angles, and it makes me kind of wanna walk around the piece and see how each one reveals this different movement and where the shape shifts and shows something new. Overall, I think this sculpture is really successful as a biomorphic abstraction. The artist committed fully to the rounded flowing forms, and I think they avoided anything too geometric, which helps keeps the piece unified. I like the variety and depth, those deeper carved pockets versus the kind of softer, smaller ones gives the sculpture this kind of visual interest that prevents it from feeling too flat or repetitive. I also think the craftsmanship looks thoughtful too. The surface is smooth enough to maintain this organic feeling, but there's little texture imperfections that I think add character to keep it looking too overworked. If I were to suggest anything to push it further, maybe exploring one or two areas with even deeper interior voids, I think could create a stronger contrast just to add a little more drama to it. But honestly, I think this form works beautifully as it is. I think it's cohesive and has movement without being um, too much or chaotic, and it feels very in line with what biomorphic abstraction is meant to do, which is, evoke nature without, like, literally copying it.